Fail early and fail fast. That's the only way that you're going to get better. Well, I have a little bit of a different spin on that, and I'd like to discuss that with you today, okay? Well, welcome to Legal Marketing Minutes, where I share short bursts of current marketing news and advice. I'm your host, Nancy Myrland. If we haven't met, I'm a marketing, business development, content, social, and digital media speaker, trainer, and advisor for lawyers and legal marketers. What does all that mean? That means I'm an integrated marketing specialist, helping you bring all of the tools together so that it makes sense as you're trying to grow your practice. All right, let's get started. Well, how many times have you and I read or heard in speeches or in videos or whatever it is we're consuming that the only way that you're going to get better is to fail, because then you learn lessons from that. And it's often interpreted into fail fast, fail often, and that will lead to quicker improvement, quicker results. Well, I buy that, but you also probably know, maybe you don't if we haven't been together very long, that I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to what I produce and the product, my product, which is me, and my thoughts and my intentions and how I help my clients. And yes, being a perfectionist means that I think that I owe it to my clients to produce A+ quality content and thought processes and solutions for my clients. So I have to deal with that because I'm a perfectionist. I deal with a lot of lawyers and legal marketers. And in this profession, in this industry, a lot of us are perfectionists. So how can we marry those two? How can we say we're perfectionists, but we have to fail fast and fail often, and that's the only way to improve? Well, number one, that's not the only way to improve. I mean, there is nothing so definite in that statement that it's even true. It helps to improve, yes, but it's not the only avenue to improvement. Well, here's what I think we can do. We need to create soft places to land and soft places to experiment. For example, let's say that's giving a presentation somewhere, and you know that you want to give presentations in front of a lot of people, because what is that going to do? That's going to tell a lot of people in one short time period, in one setting perhaps, what you do for a living and how you can help people and what you're like to do business with. And that's a great thing. But you want to make sure that you come across how you want to come across. And that's like a professional. So how do you accept that you may fail at that? And fail is such a subjective term, isn't it? I mean, my failure may be really, really good to your ears and your eyes and vice versa, but it may be a disaster to me. I don't know. It really is very subjective. So again, these definitive terms we have to all put into perspective as well. But we do have alternatives. There is nothing to stop you from cranking up your computer and going into your video streaming program, whatever that might be. Let's say it's Zoom. I use Zoom for a lot of my client communication. We have meetings there. I store those recordings in my client portals for them, etc. So why couldn't I go? Or it's, Camtasia. I mean, you name it. There are products on every platform. Don't get hung up because you don't have one. Let me know what you want to do, and I'll just tell you which one to use. Zoom, I think, is a great idea. Go in there, and it's just you, right? Throw 10 slides together from your presentation and just start recording and let her rip and go through that presentation, and then watch it. Watch it again, make improvements, record it again, and watch it again. Do that as many times as you need to until you think that you have it down pat. Now, having it down pat doesn't necessarily mean memorizing it, but it does mean that you're able to fluidly and fluently talk about what is in your presentation and working through your slides, if you use them, so that it all seems to flow and look elegant and beautiful to your people who are watching, to your attendees, to you. Now, let's say it's that I have a course that I want to launch, and I'm putting me on the hot seat, okay? But I think sometimes it's good to give an example, because then you can interpret that to your life. Let's say it's this LinkedIn course that I have been fretting over for 3 years? 4 years, because I want it to be perfect. Well, what has happened in those 3 or 4 years? Well, Nancy gets busy. She has client work. She travels. She gets busy on other projects. She accepts invitations to present places. And so what happens? That course, that LinkedIn course, that very first LinkedIn course doesn't get launched because the perfectionist in me, I'll stop talking third person, I know, because that's kind of creepy. The perfectionist in me thinks that it has to be perfect. Well, you know what? No, it doesn't. And I'm over that. What it does need to do is to address concerns that are similar to those I've already encountered when I do all of my LinkedIn training in person or even via webinar, which I do a lot. And even I do them one-to-one with attorneys so that they have privacy. I already know what it is I need to teach. I just need to put that down and build it into my course software and get it launched, right? I need to stop being a perfectionist. Now, how do I interpret that fail often, fail fast? I interpret that by saying, you know what? I need 5 people, maybe 10 people, 10 lawyers, whatever it might be, to take my course. You know what? For that, I'm going to give you 50% off of the price that will be there when I launch. And for that, I want you to commit to giving me feedback and telling me what's missing, telling me what's too much, telling me where I overloaded you, telling me what I didn't need to include and what would make it easier, telling me that there's a worksheet that would be helpful at this stage and that stage, telling me that, you know what, if we had a live session in week number 2 that went over everything that I have just looked at in your course on my own, that would be outstanding. So we can fail by doing it, by presenting, by creating just for ourselves or a small group of people. Take the intimidation out of it. And then sure, fail early, fail often, fail fast, and then you and I can move through it and get to the business that we need to get to. And that is sharing our knowledge and our solutions out in the world for people who actually need our help instead of getting so wound up in the situation where we think we're perfectionists and no, we know we're perfectionists, getting caught up in the mindset that everything has to be perfect to the entire world before we even get it out the first time. All right? Make a commitment to me that you're going to get over this. If I need to be your audience of one, let's talk about that. I do that with clients on a regular basis, and it's so less intimidating for them because there is nothing about me that is judgmental. I am only here to help lawyers and legal marketers do what they do better. And that is not to make faces. That's not to roll my eyes. That's not to judge. And it's only to say, oh, I love it. But you know what? Just tweak this part. I think you could do this part in this way. So you know what? Find your person, whether that's you, whether that's me, whether that's somebody else in your firm. And let's get on with the business of doing what it is we need to do to create the business and the profession that we want to serve. All right? Well, that's it for today's Legal Marketing Minutes. Do me a favor and let me know your thoughts about this topic. If you're listening on a platform where you can leave a comment about this perfectionism and failing often and failing fast, please do so, as I'd love to hear from you. If not, you can always find me on my blog at Myrland Marketing, which is MYRLAND marketing.com. Also, if you're connected to the legal profession, and almost every one of you is, I invite you to join my Facebook group where we discuss marketing, business development, content, social and digital media. And you can find that by searching Facebook for Social Media for Lawyers and Legal Marketers with Nancy Myrland. Again, search Facebook for Social Media for Lawyers and Legal Marketers with Nancy Myrland. When you do, let me know this is how you found out about the group. Well, thank you so much for spending a few legal marketing minutes with me. I know your time is valuable, and I take that very seriously. So I appreciate you spending a few of them right here with me. Until next time, I'm Nancy Myrland. Take care.